Morning. It says I'm not live yet. Good morning. Now I am live. Good morning from my studio. Sorry, I am a little late today. I had some problems with the tech stuff. So my thoughts this morning, first of all, Chronia Pola to all the Annas out there. And I wanted to get that out of the way because I do forget. And I have a very, very dear friend who I wanted to send that out to. And mostly what's on my mind this morning are esoteric kind of thoughts. I came to an understanding last night and actually this morning while I was journaling, because that's where all my downloads happen. And I was considering taking responsibility and what that means. And let's start here with a painting, right? You begin as an artist and you start painting, and you grow. The more you paint, the more you grow. You get better and better. You uncover where you're stuck, and once you can uncover where you're stuck, the mistakes that you're making and that you make continually, then you can move onto a new level. There's more openness, there's more light, there's more understanding, and you come at your paintings with greater artistry. So my thoughts this morning were about how can I come at my life in the same way? So responsibility came as an example, and so I started thinking about responsibility, how I view responsibility, and I discovered that my ideas of being a responsible person were still in the no-tan stage. Black or white. You either are responsible or you're not. And that means that when I look at others around me, they are either responsible or they're not. One or the other, a very, very, very limited perspective. And, in my journaling, in my writing these things out, in my understanding of what it means to work towards artistry within myself, not only on the canvas, but within, I get to uncover my mistakes, my failures, the things that I'm doing wrong, the sloppiness of my color mixing, whether on my palette or in the way that I come to certain events in my life. Do I choose to remain being defensive and with my guard up? Or, that sloppy color mixing, or step back, take a break, let it go, and become that fly on the wall, get out of my own head, and become the fly on the wall and re-examine what's happening. That is, in my mind, being responsible, being a responsible person. And I realized that there are many different levels of responsibility. Let's take it away from responsibility. There are many different levels of compassion. There are many different levels, many different values. Let's say if you're working with a value scale, there's many different values of love. There's many different shades of gray, of honesty. Did I say that? Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Everything has a value scale, and the only thing is where we're focused on. Am I being responsible or am I irresponsible? What about all those different shades in between? Because when I look at responsibility, I realize that there are some areas where, no, I'm not very responsible. But there are some areas where I am extremely responsible. So, where am I on that value scale in the artistry of my life? And that was really kind of big for me. It's like you're making mistakes in your painting. Let's say it's placement, it's your composition. You have some basic mistakes in your composition. You can't see a way out. You don't even know that there's a way out. You think you're painting just fine and creating these nice compositions. And they may be nice, but they're not artistry. And you can be fine with nice, like a lot of people out there are very fine swimming in their shallow waters, whatever that means, right? To however anybody reads that. But once you start going deeper and you lose touch with the ground, and you have a completely new experience. Well, the same thing when you understand, like, oh, that's what I've been doing wrong in my compositions. And you are immediately able to level up on this new artistry level and create better paintings. So in the same way, I am thinking about my idea of responsibility because it has always been dualistic. It's always been in that note 10 stage. I either am or I'm not. Well, what about all those areas in between where in some areas I'm not as responsible because I'm more focused on the areas that I am? The areas that are important to me are what I cultivate. So there are some areas where I'm not there. And that is what brings arguments, in the family, in your relationships, because somebody else is more responsible in the areas that you're not. So you get blamed for not being, that responsible person. And okay, these are all necessary things. It's the way of life. It's how relationships work. I came to see that rather than blaming my family members or the people I care about, my friends, whatever, society, life, my situation, whatever, rather than blaming them, pointing the finger at somebody, you've got 3 fingers coming back at you. So I started to look at it and I thought, okay, wait, Vita. Where am I responsible for this expression of what's happening in my life? Where am I responsible? And I realized that I have been responsible for this expression that people have with me since I was a little kid. I've been carrying the same reaction, the same defensiveness, the same sense of it's not me, it's you for my entire life. You guys, I'm 59. I've said that before. I am 59. I'm going on 60, and I'm just understanding this. That is a different level of responsibility, of being responsible for me, for my existence, for the level of life that I am on. And because I got it, I expect that I will be uplifted and on a new level of understanding of my reactions not being so um, habitual, right? That I'll be able to step back, put myself as a fly on the wall, and see what I'm doing and why and where it's coming from. So, as in a painting, it's the same thing. When you uncover the mistakes that you've been making, the misunderstandings, when you can see what you've been doing wrong, then you have brought yourself up to a different level of artistry. And you will keep moving and playing in that field until you get to the edges and you expand into another level, a higher level, a better level, a more artistic level, a space where you are the master of your life. You are creating your masterpiece, your artistry up levels. And, I don't know, that just seems pretty cool to me. So that's where I'm headed. I don't know if I'll get there. Of course, I don't think you ever really get there. There's always somewhere else to go. There's always deeper waters to explore. So those are my thoughts this morning in the studio, and wishing you all a beautiful weekend. I've got lots to do today, so we'll be up and running, but this is going to be working in the back of my mind, in the depths of my heart, to uncover lovingly, to be able to self-criticize lovingly, and just release and allow and open up more space within. So, yeah, those are the morning musings today on December 9th, 2023. Have a beautiful day, everyone.